Hey everyone, my name's Marcus Nichols and I had HSCT in Mexico 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago since my stem cells went in. So went back in, so effectively it's my fifth week birthday. As all HSTs say that they now have two birthdays, so today's my 5 weeks birthday since I had got my stem cells back. How are things going? Things are going not too bad. No improvements as of yet. My conditions and sort of things like that. Basically, it's pretty similar. Similar amount of fatigue before I went away. Similar amount of I've been having headaches and sort of things like that, and a similar amount as what I had before I sort of went away. It doesn't seem to be any worse or any better at this point of time. Mental clarity maybe a little bit better. I'm starting to think slightly better. I think I don't really know yet because it's not enough to sort of say yes. It's definitely coming back. No physicality better or anything like that. I haven't exercised enough this week. I've just for a number of reasons I've been slack, basically just slack. Did get on the treadmill, exercised about 3 times, got on the treadmill twice. I got up to 1.2 kilometers. I think last week I did 1.4. A little bit faster speed. I think it was about 2.5 k's instead of 2 k's an hour. So a little bit faster. Walked a little bit less. But that was the sort of top of what I did this week from an exercise point of view on the treadmill anyway. What I didn't say about the treadmill last week is that when I do finish on the treadmill, I'm gone. Like my legs are basically to the point where I can't walk, so I can sort of get off the treadmill and with quite a bit of help I can get to a chair and sit down, and pretty much I've just got to be sitting down for half an hour to an hour until my legs become stable enough that I can get back up and sort of walk around a little bit. And it makes me quite fragile, probably for about sort of 3 hours before I sort of start to really get that ability back into my legs. But I believe I need to do it to push myself to try to get well and try to be able to do better than what I have been doing. Outside of that, just a week of normal bits and pieces. I made a decision this week. There's a whole lot of stuff around what you should and shouldn't eat after you've had HSCT, and when you should and shouldn't eat it. In particular, raw food. You go to a lot of what they call the neutropenia diets, which is what you're meant to follow once you've finished HSCT. A lot of them have, for the type of treatment I've had, you shouldn't eat raw food for somewhere between a month to 3 months. You shouldn't eat in restaurants for risk of food poisoning and all those sort of things. I've chosen I stayed with a month of not eating any raw food, but I'm now starting to eat salads. I do eat organic at home, so and I've just gone, I'm going to start eating berries and salads and things like that. To me, there is a risk, obviously. There's a risk of getting food poisoning and things like that if you're not sort of careful about what you're eating. But to me, the sooner I can get fresh food into me, into my diet and into my health, the quicker I recover. And that's part of my sort of thing, which I've sort of said before. For everyone, it's a personal choice of what they do. I'm also choosing to go out. I'm not going, I'm not going to go anywhere for 3 months. There's a lot of consideration that you really shouldn't be out in public and mixing with people and things like that, a risk of getting the flu or anything along those sort of lines. I've taken the approach of going, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out and about. I'll do the things that I sort of did pre-HSCT. So if it's going to a shopping centre, I go to a shopping centre. Today I went out to a restaurant for lunch with a couple of friends, and it was lovely. It was really nice. And I don't choose to eat commercial takeaway food. I avoid all of that. but I'll go and eat in a good restaurant where I know the food's good and I know the quality of the kitchen and all those sort of places. So I'm a little bit, I guess you would say I'm a little bit selective about where I go. So, you know, I am being careful, but in the same breath, I'm also going, you know what, it's important for me to do those sort of things because it's part of my life and it's part of my enjoyment. And part of getting well is doing the things we love, doing the things that we thoroughly enjoy. So, and I also have a thing about if I'm out and about, you know, I won't put myself in a situation where I'm around in a closed-in tiny room around a lot of people. I won't do that because, yeah, there is a risk of a lot more things. But if I'm in an open air area or a big shopping centre, I don't mind. You know, there's always a risk, but you know, I'm happy. The other approach I have is that if I get the flu and I've had a few sort of minor coughs and you know, I haven't had a sore throat or anything like that, but I've had a few days where I've had a bit of a cough or a bit of a runny nose, I'm going good. You know, bring it on, because at the end of the day, I have to build my immunity back up to all of these colds and flus. So the more of that sort of stuff I actually get, then that's all building my immunity. It's all helping towards that if I do have a nasty thing come along, if I've had a lot of little things, then there's a good chance that the nasty thing's not going to knock me over like it would do if I didn't have any immunity at all to anything. So I am actually taking that risk and sort of believing that to me, that's what's important to me. As I sort of said, this is me. A lot of people wouldn't do those sort of things because they would be worried and concerned. I've gone, you know what, it's, for far as I'm concerned, it's more important that I live my life the way I want to live and be careful, but also be just, you know, not paranoid or not worried about it, because that causes enough stress and enough anxiety in its own right. So, and I choose not to do that. So that's enough me blabbling on. As I said, basically a pretty flat week. Nothing great to report. No advancements or anything like that. But yeah, all sort of just rolling on. So we'll see how this week goes, and I'll let you all know next week. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.